up, guys? Today I'll be reacting to 5 things I never knew existed before moving to Sweden. I wonder what are those things, so let's get into this.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Stefan Tyrone, and I moved to Sweden 10 months ago from America. I love to talk about the differences in American and Swedish culture on the channel, as well as any other experiences I have while traveling. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. With that being said, we're going to jump into today's video, which are 5 things that I never knew existed before moving to Sweden.
It's beautiful there. It looks very refreshing and clean.
Now, the first thing that I did not know existed before moving to Sweden is paid paternity leave for up to a year long. This is a really foreign concept
1
to me
year!
as an American. Paternity leave is
Oh my
not something
gosh!
that's like always available in America, and it seems like it's
No!
starting to become more and more popular, but nowhere near the paternity leave that they have here in Sweden, where fathers can take up to a year off to be with their kid. In America,
Oh
usually
my
the mother
gosh,
will
that's
get
so
some
long.
maternity leave time, but nowhere near the amount of time that parents get here in Sweden to be with their kids. And I think it's really nice that Swedes can have that time with their kids during the developmental years of their lives. I think that's a really, really good way to build those strong family connections and play a big role in the development of your child. So it's cool that this country is really supporting of that maternity and paternity leave. Now,
I
in my own
agree.
scenario growing up, my mom took 7 years off of work to raise my
That's a
brother and
long
I
time.
growing up. And so basically we were a single income family of 4, just living off of my dad's teaching salary. But at the same time, I feel really, really
How
lucky
did they
that my
afford
mom
that?
did take all that time off to be with my brother and I as we were being raised. I feel like that really made our childhood extremely special. So it's cool that in Sweden they have a support system in place so that more parents can take that time off to be with their kids. The second thing I did.
Oh my gosh, 1 year is so long and paid like, is it like 100% paid that will be paid or what? Because in the US, it's only, I think, 4 weeks, and then after 2 weeks, it's only like 80% that will get paid to you. This is so nice that they do this in Sweden, because then the mother could like take care of their child without worrying about anything. And that's just a great privilege to be with your child, like taking care of them while they're young, because I have a sister that have kids, and then after their maternity leave, they go back to work and they get really, really sad leaving their child, like my nephew. And I can tell that it's very saddening for the parents to be away from their child. So this is such a great privilege. And I think there's other European countries that have maternity leave too, but not sure if it's a year long. That's a really, really long time.
Did not know existed before moving to Sweden is Systembolaget. Now, I already did a video
What is
about
that?
alcohol laws in Sweden versus America on my channel. If you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out. Link somewhere, probably in the description. Basically, I had never heard of Systembolaget. In America, every state has different
What
liquor
is
laws.
it?
So, for example, the state
Oh,
that I lived in,
okay.
you can buy alcohol at the grocery stores, but there are some states that do have special liquor stores. But pretty much in most states, I think almost every state, you can at least buy beer and wine at grocery stores. So it was kind of
Yeah.
crazy to me coming across this Systembolaget and their strange hours at times, not being open on Sundays or not being open past 3 o'clock on Saturdays. I think
They
that's
don't
the
open
correct
on
time. I think
Sunday?
there are a lot of advantages and disadvantages to Systembolaget, which I cover in my other video. But yeah, that is something that I completely had no idea existed, and it actually is the
Me
biggest
too.
liquor buyer in the world, I believe. I hope I said that right. They are the one group that purchases the most alcohol because basically they're providing alcohol for the entire country of Sweden, which is really, really cool, actually. The third thing that I did not
That's
know existed before
interesting.
moving to Sweden is the sport bandy. Now, let me say there are a lot of sports here in Sweden that we don't
Bandy?
have in
Never
America
heard of
and
it.
vice versa. Now, bandy is a really, really cool sport, and it kind of took me by surprise the first time I saw it. There's actually a place really close to where I work where there's this just huge, like soccer field size ice skating rink, I guess you could say, like a field of ice,
Oh,
basically. And basically, what bandy is it's outdoor ice hockey that the people play 11 versus 11 with a ball, and basically they've got goals the size of soccer goals, and they're skating around on the ice with their sticks and
that
everything,
sounds
trying to score on the
fun.
big goals. It was really a sight to see for me because I had never seen anything like that before, and I thought it was really, really cool.
Me
And there's a ton of
too.
other sports here in Sweden that they play that they don't really have in America, and vice versa. For example, some of the ones that I've run into recently is floorball is really, really common here. They call it innebandy in Sweden, and it's basically like the floor hockey that we
Oh,
have in the States, but in the States, they play floor hockey with a puck, whereas here in Sweden, the clubs are a little bit different and they actually use a ball rather than an indoor hockey puck. And it is much more common for people to
interesting.
play innebandy or floorball here in Sweden than floor hockey is in America. It's not quite as common. There are some other cool sports like brännboll is basically the Swedish version of kickball or baseball, but in this version, players toss the ball up to themselves and hit it. And for the defense in brännboll, instead of trying to throw the ball to the bases to get the runners out, there's actually just one burner, what it's called, in the middle where you can throw the ball to them. And if they get the ball and somebody's not on base, they get burned. So brännboll is kind of like the Swedish
Oh,
version of kickball or baseball. Kickball, for those of you that don't know, is basically baseball, but you
baseball.
kick it instead of
Ah,
hit the ball with a bat. So that's a really, really fun variation, but a lot of times Swedes have a hard time learning baseball and kickball because they're so used to just throwing the ball to a certain spot, whereas in baseball and kickball, you have to throw it to a specific base in order to actually get people
interesting.
out. So it's been really, really cool for me to experience some different takes on some different sports, and it seems like the sports here in
Yeah,
Sweden are very, very similar to the sports in America, just with some slight differences that is kind of interesting to compare between the two countries. The fourth thing that I didn't know existed before coming to Sweden, I'm going to group this in as like a lot of the clothing brands that people will wear here. Now, Swedes are known for being very well dressed, but the clothing brand that I want to highlight is Gant. Never seen Gant before. They
gun.
may have a store in
Me
New
too.
York. I could be wrong on that. But Gant is something that I've never seen. I like to equate it to like the Swedish version of Polo Ralph Lauren. Swedes like to
Oh,
wear a lot of
okay.
designer, nice looking clothes. Gant to me seems very, very similar to Polo Ralph. It looks really good. I've never owned anything personally from Gant, but I do think that it looks really, really sharp. And yeah, I never knew that existed before moving to Sweden. And the last thing that I never knew existed before.
Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if I've seen that somewhere. It kind of sound familiar to me, but I don't know. Gun. I will remember this brand. And did you mention that Swedish are very fashionable? Did I hear it right? Because I didn't know that. Interesting.
Before moving to Sweden is surströmming. Now, this should be no surprise. Surströmming to
Surströmming?
me just seems like a very, very weird thing. It's basically rotten fish. So for me, I was like, what the
What?
heck? This is actually a thing. When people told me about surströmming, I really thought they were joking at first. But actually, to be honest with you, most of the Swedes I talked to have never actually eaten surströmming. It's more of a traditional food
What
and
is
more something that
it?
they would do in the very north of Sweden to eat this basically fermented rotten fish. But a lot of people have asked me
For
to try
real?
surströmming on my YouTube channel. So someday when I work up the courage, I may actually do that. But I have heard that it just
I've
smells
never heard of it.
completely terrible, and that smell is just super pervasive. So I do not plan on opening the surströmming in our apartment. So I have been warned, and I'm going to do it a safe way if I actually end up doing that. But stay tuned to the channel because I'm sure at some point I will. I want to experience everything this country
Oh
has
my
to offer.
gosh.
So with that being said, those are the 5 things that have really stood out to me that I never knew existed before moving to Sweden. Be sure to comment which one surprised you the most. I'm really, really curious to see what you guys have to say.
That is so interesting. I thought he was talking about Storm. What was it called again? Store Shrooming? I'm not sure. But did he just say it's fermented fish or rotten fish? Or rotten, right? Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Like, is it good? I bet it smells so bad, but does people really eat it for real? Or they're just like for like sides or like you put it on something? I really don't know what it looked like, so after this video, I'm gonna take a look what it looks like. I'm really intrigued right now. But yeah, it was a really good video and I really enjoyed watching it. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe and comment down below what else should I react to. I'll see you guys next time.